All right, we're going to go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Retro and Rare podcast, episode for a Merry Monday. It's Merry Christmas, bro. You had an objection to that prior to the show starting, and I want to let the audience know that you're a scumbag Grinch. How do you feel about it?
I'm all right, but you always backpedal.
Explain.
You were like, oh, no, I'm not doing that Manic Monday anymore shit.
It's fucking Christmas. Can I do a Merry fucking Monday? What do you want me to do? Well, how would you have started the show? Go ahead, Go ahead.
I would have done Metroid Monday.
Metroid Monday, yeah. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it's a very Christmas-style episode. Now, if you celebrate other holidays, hope you have a wonderful whatever the fuck you celebrate. Because we are all-encompassing here at the Retro and Rare podcast. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I celebrate Kwanzaa.
You celebrate Kwanzaa? Oh, wonderful. What is it, a happy Kwanzaa? It's not a Merry Kwanzaa.
Yeah, it's
whatever. Dude, some people are Jewish and they got the Passover thing. They got all that stuff is great. It's wonderful, and I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. And this is it's a festive show that we're doing. It's for the children. It's not for the fucking children. Don't ever get that twisted. I just want to make that clear, because YouTube makes me, is this for children? Like, it makes you fucking answer that question. They've had some legal shit, I guess, whatever. It's not my problem. We're here to talk about video games, thrifting, weird shit. But you know what I want to talk about today? Recently, you may have seen that I've made a sale page, Thrift Master Flex. Number one, let's talk about the name. Huh?
It's hot.
Bro, how does nobody else have Thrift Master Flex? I thought that was pretty solid. Granted, you got to be, got to know who Funk Flex is. You got to be from New York. Some people just hate Funk Master Flex at this point. I don't hate him. He is a little bit of an older dude trying to still fit in with the young generation, but his job dictates so let him do his thing. Now, the trials and tribulations of selling things on Instagram, which, number one, is completely illegal. And I say illegal in the sense of Instagram rules. You're not supposed to be selling anything on Instagram, and that's fine. Fuck you. I'm going to do so. Come get me. Number one. Number two, you don't like the way that I set up my page. As some other people do too. And I know you guys are out there. And listen, I'm gonna disclaimer this situation by saying I'm not talking to anyone directly. I've had a lot of DMs in the last few days. I specifically said to not lowball me on shit. Doyle, you feel otherwise. How do you feel I should have set up my page?
No, just say the price.
Why is that?
Because then people have an idea of where you're at.
But what did I tell you before? That as a salesman, like I'm selling a product, if I put up a t-shirt and tell you it's 100 shipped, you may just glance by and go, I'm not paying $100 for that. Fuck him. Instead of you giving me an offer and maybe we can negotiate. See, if I get you into the lion's den, you DM me, we can talk.
No one does that.
Okay, you might be right. And look, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I am a buyer, not a seller. How long have I been on Instagram screaming from the mountaintops that I only buy and don't sell? And it's true. Everyone knows me. I've been on Instagram since 2013. I have, except for the figures that I recently just started selling a month ago, I haven't sold anything on Instagram. I've bought a lot of things. Now, the problem with me, I pay collector prices. How do you usually operate in that space? If it's something decent, I'm not talking about a $20 item, but do you pay collector's prices, or do you hang on forever until you find that item for what you think is dirt cheap?
Yeah, the later on.
Okay, so you don't see and then maybe that's my problem. I just expect people to pay fair market value for a collectible. And I don't care if you collect stamps, bottle caps, left arms off Barbie dolls. I don't collect that. I don't even know why I said that. It's a little weird.
I think everybody does pay retail price at a certain point, though.
Right.
Know? So you'll find that one person that will buy it for whatever amount you want.
I might just be I'm on the way. Like, I'm a stop on the way to them finding that item for that fair price. For instance, the Final Fantasy shirt, the Akuma shirt. Number one, guys, I didn't find that thrifting for $1. That's out of my personal collection. I've had that shit for years. The Final Fantasy shirt I did buy from the guy at the store. I bought it off his back years ago. That's whatever. But all I know is there's a market value for that shirt. I shouldn't have to give away that shirt for half of the price. Like, you're like, bro, just sell it. You should just sell it so you can sell it. But why would I leave $80 to $100 on the table? And your response is what? Just to get rid of it? I don't get it. Like, what's the point of that? And I know there's a lot of people that listen right now that sell stuff on Instagram that, their entire means of income is buying and flipping collectibles. And I'm sure they feel me on this. And I'm sure, there have been plenty of times, like, I took an L on those figures. All those figures I sold on Instagram, because I don't sell enough. I didn't calculate that it was going to cost me over $100 to ship those 15 to 20 figures that I sold. I get to the post office and the guy's like $88, and I didn't even get through all my shit already. And I'm separately sending it to Vegas, to Virginia, to whatever. So that was a little bit of a freebie for the people there, I think. I fucking gave away, let's say, a figure I sold for $40, and I said $40 shipped. Well, no wonder everyone fucking bought it. I should have sold it for $55. So, I'm not being a dick to anybody out there. Nobody has been a real asshole to me in the DMs. Like, we haven't gotten into arguments. All I ask people to do is, if you see an item and you think you want it, if you're completely ignorant to what it is, I understand it. But don't send me a DM for my Final Fantasy shirt for $10. That's your offer. And you didn't like the fact that I wrote no lowball offers because you think I come off sounding like a dick. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to sell you a product. If I'm selling it to you, meaning Doyle, you're my best friend, yeah, you get a bro price. But Jimmy in Indiana, he's got to pay the collector value. I whatever the fair market value for that item is. Otherwise, I'll just keep all the shit.
Yeah, but why are you selling it then?
I'm selling it. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I got bit by the thrift bug. I thought I was fucking Captain America throughout the week. I went ham. I bought what I thought was some cool shit. I may have overexerted myself. And now we're at a point where here I am, and I have a fucking house full of I don't know how many thousands of fucking shirts and hoodies. I didn't even post a quarter of what I was wanting to post. Then I started going, what other shit do I have? Make it, give it a little sizzle. You know what I'm saying? What other shit do I have in my collection that I'd be willing to let go? Which we've already spoken. You know me with the gaming shit. I'm like, no way. But I will say, I have some obscure shit that I know I'm not playing and I'm not fucking with. The Philips CDI portable. Number one, the Philips CDI, if I ever play it, I have the big boy of the home console. So I already have it. The portable was something I got because the game store was going out of business years ago. I got it for dumb cheap. I kind of bought it and I kept it away, right? Well, what about the TurboGrafx Express? Same idea. Obscure handheld that I don't use. And it's just sitting there. That shit is worth $500 with the games and shit. That's worth $500. If you want to give me $150 for it, you're telling me I should sell it? I'm asking you. You think I should? If somebody DMs me and go, yo, I'll do $150. You're telling me I should go, yeah, and just sell it to them?
But you didn't say the price.
But that's for you. That's your job. See, it's your job as the person that wants to buy it, and I'm asking for offers. Give me an offer. But you got to do your research before you offer. You can't just hope. And I don't mean to be a dick about this, but do you guys really think that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to this? If you want to sell me a fucking thermonuclear reactor, I don't know anything about that. You might catch me slipping on that. And you know what I mean? As far as buying and selling shit, I don't know. You know what I do know about? Is 80s, 90s vintage collectibles, toys, games. I know my shit. I don't know much else in the world. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Renaissance man. I don't do a lot of shit. When it comes to certain shit, I know what I'm talking about. I thought I give off that vibe. I would think people that know me for years know that. So it's either one of two things. If you DM me and tell me you're going to pay $100 for a Turbo Express, either you think I'm a fucking fool and you're trying to catch me slipping, which is personally insulting me, which is one thing, or you're just completely ignorant and you have no idea what a Turbo Express is, which leads me to believe, why would you even offer any amount of money? So I got to go with, the first thing, which is you're just trying to play me and see that if I'm going to give you a fucking thing for half the going rate. I'm not here to do that. If nobody gives me the prices that I think those things should go for, and I'm not going eBay plus 20%, and I hate to tell everybody this because no one wants to admit this, I'm sorry to tell you motherfuckers, eBay is the end all be all for current market value on certain collectibles. Would you agree with me on that? Sold listings. Not the asshole that buys a potato chip that looks like Jesus and puts it up for $25,000. I'm talking games that are sold in the recent 6 to 8 month span. That's the price they go for. Some people catch people slipping. Oh, there's a $100 game slipped through the cracks for 20. Most of them are 95 shipped, whatever. That's the price you should sell it for.
Yeah, but you're listing the price.
What do you mean? Oh, you're saying on eBay? Well, dude, listen, I'm not saying I'm doing anyone a favor, but I could have easily just put this shit on eBay. I would use your eBay account. You've sold thousands of items. I haven't sold anything on eBay.
Yeah, but on eBay you do like 50 or best offer. So you know what you're working with,
Yeah, but I figured by doing it on Instagram that people, and the only reason that people are following that page is because of me promoting it through my page, and a few other people that shouted it out and tried to help out. It's cool. Got 400 followers in fucking a day or two just on the sale page. And I know a couple people reached out and were like, yo, if you would just put the prices on there, it would help. Yeah, but I rather just, if I put the prices that I want it for, I guess some people would be scared off. And I guess that's okay because I want to weed those people out. I just want to let people know I'm not giving this shit away. Like, if nobody wants to buy any of it, I literally have no problem putting all this shit in totes and leaving it in my garage with the other 1,000 totes. People don't even know that this is just the tip of the iceberg in here. You've seen my garage. Is it nuts? It's nuts, bro. You don't get all this shit by not knowing what the fuck you're talking about. And I feel like it's really important for people to do research. You should research products and know what the fuck you're looking at. I will be honest. It's hard for me, and I'm still trying to, certain things I got. I found out that Bape hoodie was fake. I forgot dude's name, but this, fanboy fanatic of Bape hit me up. That's all he does is do Bape shit. His page is, crazy. And he showed me the most minute thing on that tag. The littlest thing. It was the fucking bee. There was supposed to be a shadow there, and it wasn't there. So you know what I did? I deleted it off the thing, and I just threw it in my closet. I'll just use it as a fucking hoodie. I paid $3 for it at the Salvation Army. I mean, it's worth it for me to buy that. But you know what? That's another thing. You ain't going to ever sell no foo-foo shit, no fugazi. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selling no fake shit. So, and then, the Gucci bag is something else I'm looking to 1 trillion% authenticate. I think I'm almost at the point where I'm willing to bet my left nut that that's real. I'm not a Gucci bag expert, but from what I've gathered, the thing is, I should bring it to the Gucci store in the mall. I think they can authenticate it for you. Whatever. I paid a couple bucks for that thing. It looked like absolute garbage when I got it. I fucking brought it back to life. It looks great. That's another thing. What am I supposed to do? If it's real, what am I supposed to do? Give it to someone for $100? I paid $5 for that bag. You think I should sell it if someone offers me $100?
Yeah, if you're gonna sell it.
You wouldn't hang on to it and go, it's probably worth $400 or $500. And we talked about this before. It's all about where you're at. If the dude's knocking on your door, hey, bro, rent is due. What's going on? Okay, I understand that. I'm not in that position. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to brag. Trust me. I'm just saying if shit goes downhill and I really need to, and I've always felt that way about all of this shit. If life ever hit me in the balls really hard, I would liquidate. Because you have to. But if you don't have to, you shouldn't. Am I wrong?
Yo, you got shark loans, though.
What, giving shark loans to people? Yeah, that's a good idea. Give me 15% plus 3 points above the VIG. I'm going to break your fucking kneecaps next week. No, I'm not getting into that, bro. No. But anyway, listen, collecting things, buying and selling, I will say I respect a lot of those people because that's a full-time job, man. Me keeping up with all those DMs and everyone that DM me, my DM request consistently says 9+ on that fucking, on my Thriftmaster Flex page. I know it's kind of crazy. It's a little bit nuts. There's always someone DMing me, offering me something, and most people are cordial and they're cool with it. It's just, I don't know. And you know what I did? You know what I figured? If I leave it on the claim sale page, it's only been up for 3 days. That's the other thing. I'm so impatient that I just want everything like, oh, it should have been fucking sold instantly. Like, yo, Mike, calmate. Chill out. Everyone get a chance to look at it. Let me get some offers. Otherwise, forget about it. We're just going to delete the page. We're going to move on. Bro, maybe I'll make a Star Fox page for you. Fan page. I'm sure you have one of those low-key. Follow me at Pikachu. At Pikachu Protector. Some bullshit. I did just... Hey, I gave you a baby pre-Christmas pup, didn't I?
Oh.
That was nice. Give you a little Pokemon. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I bought you a Switch game. It's essentially against my religion. I wore a fucking mask. I even did like the voice when I bought it because I didn't want the lady to know that I'm buying a Switch game. I'm going to present that to you on the next transition, if that's okay with you. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, Nintendo's going to go after you now.
I know. I'm not excited about it at all. I'm actually mad at them. It's okay, though. I'm going to give you a Switch game. I only got it because I know it's something that you fuck with.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's something cool. It's something cool. And if you have it already, fuck you. I'll just take it and I'll trade it to GameStop for 14 cents. It's no big deal. Cool?
Yeah, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Donnie.
All right, motherfuckers. You know what time it is. It's time for item of the day. Today's item, this giant fucking Spider-Man. But before we get to that, deliver on my promise, Doyle. Here's your Switch game.
Baby basses?
You're obsessed with fishing. You're obsessed with fishing games. I thought it was a nice little gesture on my part. Yeah, so here you go.
Yo.
Merry Christmas, you scumbag.
You got different lures, all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. I feel like I'm giving a fucking mentally challenged child a gift for Christmas here, but I got you a Pokemon set and I got you that, bro. I think I did my due diligence this year.
We're going to have to connect it.
Not here, we're not. You're not doing it. Now, no, fuck you. Don't get me off tangent about Switch games. This is Spider-Man. Okay, we all know that. But the thing about this Spider-Man, I did a lot of research on this. First of all, the way I got it was, I was at Goodwill and I was walking around Goodwill and you know they have those bins and everyone kind of fucking like Wolverines go to those bins. So I fucking did my big worm shit and moved all their heads out of the way. And I got to the bin and there was an old lady there and she was moving shit and flipping shit. And I saw Spidey and it was a big ass Spider-Man and I grabbed it and the lady's like, oh, he got it. And I was like, I'm like, yo, that's the game. That's all I said to her. Literally, the lady was 87 and I just looked at her dead in the face and said, yo, that's the game. And then I gave her like a 4-second like with the head tilt. She liked it. And I just walked away. Now, $2.99. I'm going to be honest. Have you ever seen, and you're a giant Spider-Man fan, have you ever seen a Spider-Man like this?
I've seen it, but not like hand painted like that.
Now, here's the thing. This is, now, and no, don't touch the camera. Too bad. We're going to get B-roll, so shut the fuck up. What foot is it? This foot.
You can't even see it, though.
We're going to get B-roll. If you touch the camera, you die. I mean, what do you think? It's going to change going into the new year? It's the same
But people
rule.
are not going to know what the
They're
hell.
going to know on the B-roll footage, you scumbag. Let me do item of the fucking day. Now, this thing is giant. It's cool. It's detailed. Like you said, it's hand-painted. It's got hand inscriptions on the bottom that says Marvel. It says TM & Co. 2012 Marvel. Marvel and... I don't even know what that other thing says.
Zoom in?
No. I'm going to zoom in on your fucking skull in about 3 seconds. Now, this is really intriguing, and I did a lot of research on fucking line. Like, I got really high, and I sat in front of the iMac, bro, and I just fucking went in. I'm like, giant Spider-Man, 15-inch. I'm so lazy, specifically when I'm high, that I didn't want to get a tape measure, and I kept trying to think, how fucking tall is this thing? Because, you know, that's probably the key to searching it. And I finally found it's like 20 inches. I finally got the tape measure out. That changed a lot when you can actually... I'm like, 12 inch. And I'm like, it looks like the NECA figures I have. They're 18 inches. And then 18 inch. No, it's not. It's 20 inch or 22, which is weird.
Imagine how much Spider-Man figures there are in the whole world.
It was ridiculous. It took me... Bro, and I'm like... But it has a very specific pose. Now, it you know, it articulates in certain ways, right? But it's very specific with the web slinger. So I found a weird eBay post, but it was like on one of those websites that archives eBay posts. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, and it was from like 2014 or 13.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a really weird eBay post. Like somebody was trolling in the description and it was just talking about all this weird random shit. But it was a picture of this. And then the website wanted me to pay them to find out what it sold for. Like one of those deals. And I'm like, nah, fuck it. I just wanted to know the value. Well, doing more research, I come to find out it's made by a company that Marvel gave the licensing rights to. It's called Mimo, M-I-M-O, which is a Brazilian brand, and it was only sold in Brazil. And then I find out that there's a famous Brazilian artist that made the black version of this, and then he handmade it and hand painted it. And from what I can tell, this is lacking his inscription of his signature, but this is hand done. This isn't a factory. Like the lines and shit, and like some are thicker. Like look at his eye right there. It's like the lines are not even and shit. It's just incredible, and I love it. And for $2.99, I'll take it. I mean, I don't know if it has that much value to it. I've never seen it before, and that's the thing with collecting, people. The time to buy it is when you see it, especially if you never saw it before. Shit, that's how I got this wonderful Christmas sweater, which I'm going to be wearing to my family's house on Christmas, and they're probably going to say, oh, Mike's a little fucking weird this year. He's a little strange. Yeah. Oh, I'm coming in hot. Like, yo, peep the rabbit. There's a little baby rabbit on the bottom there. Dude, I'm loving it. And ever since I lost all this weight, I could wear this kind of extra medium fucking size that I've been finding all this shit in, so.
Yo, you got extra presents today, though.
From what?
For the Christmas.
Oh, over at my family's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, you saw that table full of shit? I went a little too hard. But yo, I'm going to be honest, bro. I love giving presents, bro. And I'm not just saying this so I sound good on camera. Like, I don't care about getting gifts. Like, one of my favorite things in the world is giving gifts, bro. And they just had the new baby over there, bro. I'm going to give them this fucking vintage hat I got. Brooklyn.
See, you could have given away all the shirts on Thrift Master Flex.
Or just give them away? Yeah. You get a Final Fantasy shirt. You get an Akuma shirt. Yeah. Suck my dick. I ain't doing that. Now, this is a complete freestyle show. And we're, 22 minutes into the show? 0 topics to talk about. Do you have anything wonderful you'd like to...
I got baby topics.
You got baby topics?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The Nintendo PlayStation auction.
Oh. Okay. Talk me off the ledge. I was thinking about getting in on it.
We're going to have to go to New York, Manhattan,
No,
or
I
some
don't.
shit.
No, I don't. I already called fucking... is it... what is it? It's not Sotheby's, is it? Is it Christie's? Which auction house it is? I can't believe I'm forgetting. I called them.
Oh, yeah?
I could be one of those. I could be the phone bidder. We got one phone bidder, and I could just be high as fuck, just sitting at home like Inspector Gadget. Who's the villain from Inspector Gadget that has the cat? I'll just be on the phone like,
oh, Claw,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, go, yeah, go. How much do you think that thing's gonna go for? What's the estimate? It's over 100, right? Or am I nuts?
Damn, it's got to be like in the millions.
Hold on. As a smart podcast host, I just caught myself. We're not telling the people what we're talking about. We are talking about the PlayStation / Super Nintendo console that was found in a attic. What do you think that was, Doyle? 3 years ago? When that story came out?
Mm-hmm.
So that was Sony's original... what the PlayStation was actually going to be, and it was a concept with Nintendo. So essentially this thing has a disc tray from Sony and a cartridge slot from Nintendo, and it's a one-off prototype console, and the controller is a Super Nintendo controller, but it says PlayStation on it. So essentially that's the holy grail of game consoles. It's, as far as rarity is concerned, as far as just if you want to be like, yo, I'm the shit and I have the best thing ever, now, which is completely against everything that I collect for. I don't have stadium events. I don't have Little Samson, although there is a picture, and I will post it, of me playing stadium events as a kid with my cousin Keith. we're from Long Island. My mother got the system. We were in the exact spot where they were sold, and there's a picture of us. I know. I have to post that. But I'm not into that, you know. I was gonna say because I have no nostalgic ties. Now, granted, I played it growing up, and there's a snapshot of me playing it, but it's not like Zelda, it's not like Castlevania, it's not like. And yes, stadium events is worth a lot more money, but I've never been into buying stadium events, Dinosaur Peak, Little Samson, Panic Restaurant. I never played any of those games, man. I'd rather, if I'm gonna spend $1,200 on games, I'd rather take that and spread that over 6 or 7 games that I know are fire. And that's how I accrued what I consider to be, take any system, what is it, PS1? Boom, I have like 100 PS1 titles, but every one of them are fucking just quality games that I either grew up with or they're just really good quality games. When you get into shit like that, you know, I thought my fucking portable Philips CDI's obscure. That fucking thing? Now, from what I hear, it doesn't work or it doesn't play a game and I'm not saying someone's just going to play a bunch of games on it. It's a collectible. Now, when does that go up for auction? What's the date on it? Do you know? Bring up that article, bro.
Oh, it's Heritage
Auctions. Yes, Heritage.
In February.
What's the starting? Does it have an auction estimate? It doesn't, right? Because is it a no reserve?
It might be just starting reserve at 99 cents.
Got a 1,500. That sounds like the guy from from King of the Hill. What's that guy's name in King of the Hill that talks like that? I know you love that show. You know, the blonde hair guy with the squinty eyes. Goddamn.
Bobby?
Damn it, Bobby. No, man. That's Hank. I just appreciate that Hank Hill, I mean, he's from Beavis and Butthead. OG. He was just the dude from Beavis and Butthead with the fucking bucket hat on, pissed off. Goddamn kids. Yo, I love Beavis and Butthead, man. That's my favorite. Where does that rank for you as favorite cartoons of all time?
Damn, that's one of the best movies to watch.
Well, show. I hate when people do that.
I love that movie, though. The movie's, to me, the best.
Oh, the Beavis and Butthead Do America?
Yeah.
That is good with the old lady on the plane. What are you boys doing in Vegas? And we're here for the sluts. Oh, I like the slots too. Yo, that was good. We're gonna get laid. Yo, that was great. I mean, bro, Mike Judge is a genius, bro. But growing up watching Beavis and Butthead, my father hated it, bro. When I was young, bro, we're talking early 90s, bro. I wasn't like MTV was like, you're not allowed to watch that shit. He fucking despised it. Bro, when I was a kid, bro, if he came in the room, you had to shut MTV off. All the way up until I was like moving out of the house, like 16, 17. I mean, even to that day, it was like, turn that shit off. I'm like, Dad, I'm just watching TV, especially like, fuck you, I'm a grown man now. And then he would just Hulk Hogan leg drop me and I wouldn't watch anymore, but.
He would listen to the laughs.
He was not. But you know what? And when he, in his older age, I've caught him years ago. He loves Family Guy and shit.
Oh.
So yeah, he does like that shit.
What about the DMX shit?
Yeah, that was bad. It's Dark and Hell is Hot. He wasn't happy. He made my grandmother listen to Get At Me Dog. Yep. He walked in on the suck my dick part. I had it on vinyl. Well, he bought it for me. I mean, I was only a teenager, but he took me because, my father was a huge record collector, bro. My father, he lost all his vinyl in a flood we had in the basement in Long Island in the 90s. And he got quite a bit of money from that fucking insurance claim. Actually, he redid the whole basement. But our basement got flooded, bro. But the reason I bring that up is because he used to bring me to this place called Music Trends. And it was a vinyl shop. And, fuck it, it's a Christmas story, so let's... Yeah, when I was a kid, man, I got really into... I know I posted my little video, and yeah, I know, guys, I'm not fucking Funkmaster Flex, DJ Scribble. My little video of me scratching, only because I picked up those battle records, and I was just fucking around last night. I'm not like my future wife, Tamor, on the tables. She's super nice. But you know what? That's muscle memory, man. That goes to people that practice that, and there's little things more therapeutic to me than cutting records, just vibing out. But man, growing up as a kid, I always wanted a DJ set. Like all I knew was when I was young and I got into hip hop, I would see the turntables. I knew my father had a turntable, but I'm like, these guys have 2 of them. And then there's like this thing in the middle, and they move this knob over, and then when you move the knob over, it plays this side. But if you move it to this side, it plays this side. And if you put it in the middle, it plays both of them. I was so intrigued by that, bro. DJ Scribble and Funkmaster Flex and DJ Craze, because of the World DMC Championships of people. So Music Trends was the store that my father brought me to, and they had a bunch of DJ equipment. And for Christmas one year, I got my first DJ set. I was like 12, and it was 2 Gemini XL100 belt-driven turntables, which you don't want. You want to have the ones that have the direct drive with the gears, because the belt ones, when you do it and then you let it go, that shit has to do the instead of doing the fucking instant torque like on the Techniques. Anyway, my father bought Get At Me Dog for me as a single, and he bought It's Dark and As Hell Is Hot. And every day I used to come home from school, and I would smoke Newports. Both my parents were full-time indoor smokers. I think about that growing up. My dad used to smoke Lucky Strikes unfiltered for 50 years. He's now 82. But I would smoke Newports in that back sunroom and listen to on my dad's Iowa turntable. And one day, he didn't catch me smoking, but he walked in right on Get At Me Dog. And DMX was, he was going in about sucking his dick. And my father came in there, bro, like the devil himself, and just ripped me out of that fucking room and was just, I don't even, he might have smacked me up a couple times. I don't remember. And I kept saying, Dad, you bought this shit for me. Just like my mother who bought me the Chronic CD, and it had a giant weed leaf on it. And I was like, Ma, did you not see the fucking huge weed? Like, you're yelling at me now. Like, you just took me to Coconuts on Hempstead Turnpike and bought it for me. Like, so.
Hey, you gotta grow up sometimes.
Well, that's 1992, doll. I was like 8. Fucking with the Chronic. I had the cassette, and then I asked for the CD, and then the CD had the weed leaf on it. Anyway, my grandma came over that day, and Nana, God rest her soul, my father played that song for my grandmother and said, "This is what your grandson's listening to. Get at me, dog." Bro, what must I go through to show you the shit is real?
The barking and shit.
Yeah, he would. Okay, well, you know. And you know what, man? It worked. I felt really embarrassed, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Yo, but my dad took me back to the store. Like, he took me down to the store and wanted to fight the fucking guy. He wanted to fight the guy behind the counter. And he's like, "Sir, you bought the fucking vinyl. I didn't even see your son with you. Like, I didn't even..." And my dad's like, "Take this shit back." And he's like, "Sir, I can't do a refund." And he didn't want the money back. He just threw the vinyl. I went back later that day. I rode my bike all the way up there to get it. And the guy didn't want to give it to me. He's like, "Nah, bro." He's like, "Your father's nuts." I'm like, "Yo, let me just, you know what I'm saying? Stop being greedy. I like Stop Being Greedy. Let me listen to it." And honestly, that's why that album's on my wall. That album, It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. It's a great album. And I hope DMX gets better, man. I know he's been through a lot of shit. That man's had a fucking crazy life. He's been through jail, tax evasion, drugs, kids, child support. Shout out to dog DMX. Hope he's supposed to be putting out some new music soon. And like, you know, granted the legends later on with their music is I still got hope for DMX. So X, put out some fire shit, bro. I'll support it. All right, motherfuckers. Round three. Topic suggestion, go.
Now we got top 5 skate games.
That's solid. Dude, skate games are one of, you know what? It's a great topic because skate games are one of the best type of game you can play because the replayability is almost infinite. I know you're a huge skate guy. You always play. Well, all right, let's break it down. What's the best skateboarding game of all time?
Probably Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for me.
Okay. Now, I knew you were going to say that, and I was going to say, you know what you're skipping over, and we never talk about it, is Skate. What? Okay. Bro, Skate is ridiculous, bro. Skate on Xbox 360? You're telling me you don't fuck with that?
I gotta play it.
Oh, wait. You never played Skate before?
I think I played the first one, and it was a pain in the ass to play.
Skate 2 is fire. Tony Hawk, though. Now, Tony Hawk Tony Hawk OG, the factory, right? The fucking, you know, right in the beginning, breaking through the glass, rolling through the fucking... I mean, does anything beat that? Never mind, obviously, the soundtrack. The soundtrack in Tony Hawk is just... But I mean, now, did you get into So you got Tony Hawk, you got Tony Hawk 2, then you got Tony Hawk Underground. I mean, you had Tony Hawk 3, you had Pro Skater 3. Did you like when they got a little later into it and they started like, introducing like more of kind of outlandish weird shit / the story? I guess was Tony Hawk Underground more of the story based?
Yeah, exactly. It was more story based, but it was good. I loved it.
You know what version I actually enjoyed that I, not recently, but a couple years ago picked up the copy for? You might have bought it for me. Is on the GameCube. It was nice. The Underground. Was it Underground 2?
Oh yeah.
And then there's weird ones like on Xbox. They have Tony Hawk. What was it? Underground 2 or Tony Hawk 2X. More skaters,
yeah.
more courses. But you know what my thing is with the skating games, man? I just love going to free skate. Like it's almost like Gran Turismo, right? I do races for sure, but man, nothing beats a free run. I just like to hop in my car in Gran Turismo, drive around, whatever. Tony Hawk, bro, just go to free skate, hit a couple ollies, some grinds, whatever. Now, did you play like the They remade Tony Hawk. Remember they like remade it in HD? It was like on PlayStation Network and shit. Did you play that a few years ago?
Which one?
It was like a remaster.
Of the original?
Yeah. See, not a lot of people know that. They like remastered the original and it looked pretty good. Then Tony Hawk 5 came out. But you know what? Overly criticized game.
I thought it was alright.
It wasn't as bad. Now, look, Tony Hawk has pretty... What am I trying to say? I guess it had a lot behind it, right? Meaning the legacy of that game was important. It was almost like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. People really hated that. But it wasn't a horrible game mechanically. The character selection sucked. And the lineage of the game was so important that people were like, bro, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate was just out. Then you had Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Those are undeniable classics. Then you put out this new one and it's like not as good as the others, so it sucks even more. I think Tony Hawk 5 did the same thing. And what do you think the problem with Tony Hawk 5 was?
I think it was a little too simple. Like, they should have added more shit.
It felt boring, right? It was boring. Yo, side note, man, whatever happened? I guess he's too popular now, right? Your boy Ali G.
Oh, yeah.
With Borat. Bro, back in the day, bro. Dude, that guy was the funniest fucking... When he had that HBO show, the Ali G show. And what's the guy's real name? I can't believe I'm forgetting it right now. What's his name?
Borat.
Yeah, no. He was Bruno, Borat, and Ali G, but the real dude's name, I don't know. Anyway, when he used to just say the craziest shit, remember I always do the one with you? That's why I was saying it was boring. Me and my wife, we tried to, we have a sex, but it's boring. We make a DVD.
Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sasha, how did I forget that? Yo, remember when he was at the he's like, yo, booyakasha. He's like, today we was at the FBI training facility. And he had the dog with the canine unit. And he's like, first question to the cop. Can this dog smell drugs? And then he's like, no, sir, this dog is only meant to sniff explosive devices. And he's like, good. Because he had fucking... but no one knew who this guy was, man. Anyway, I don't want to get deep into Ali G. Sacha Baron Cohen, good call. Now, back to skating games. Do you also like the biking games? Matt Hoffman, homeboy that died.
Oh, Dave Mirra.
Dave Mirra. You know what I used to play a lot of?
Those were dope.
Dave Mirra on the PC. I used to play a lot of back in the day. Keyboard and mouse, Dave Mirra. Just jumping and shit.
For me, those are the burner days. I used to burn shit and play it on the Dreamcast.
Yeah. You know what? I got into that late, the burning thing. I used to have this friend who was super smart with computers before anybody. This is 90s shit, like hacker kids. He was nasty. So even back in the day, bro, any systems and shit, computers, whatever, he would always be able to burn discs for me. I remember he modded my OG Xbox. Like, he was the first person I ever saw do that. Like, hard and soft modded it. Like, opened the bitch up, did some crazy shit, or just had a boot disc. I wish I still had that. He put in, like, a digital display in the front. This is like, less than 3-4 months after it came out. And he's like, listen, man, I got a couple of ideas of things I can do, but I need a donor system. I'm like, I just paid like $350 for my Xbox. Like I worked at a catering hall my whole fucking life, I felt like, to just buy that Xbox. I'm like, here you go, man. I just gave them a brand new. That's like giving someone my PS4 Pro and just being like, yeah, open it up and do shit. It worked out though. But Dreamcast, man, I never got into the burn discs until later. That was sad because that hurt the Dreamcast bad. That hurt the Dreamcast real. Once people realized it, because it had the Windows CE, that's what made it easy. I believe it was like not protected. But Matt Hoffman, Dave Mirra. See, I put all those in the same category. You got skate games, you got the bike games. Then you could kind of go to the motocross. Did you get into the motocross games?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, the little MX versus whatever. Those were cool. But I tell you ones that you do like, and I like too. SSX Tricky, snowboarding games. Yeah, snowboard kids.
Oh, Cool Borders?
Cool Borders. Remember that weirdo game for PS1 called 2 Extreme? It was like a inline rollerblading game, and then you could do biking, and then you could do snowboarding, and it was just like horrible pixelated from behind graphics that was like, it was just linear. It was like on rails. It was so bad, but I loved it. I love that game, man. I played the shit out of it. I had the demo disc, and then I got the real game, and I just loved it. That goes back to back in the day. You just got a few games, and you loved them, whether you hated them or loved them. No, you loved them because it's all you had. Now we're inundated with too much. I wish it wasn't like that. I'll be honest. Yeah, I like having thousands of games. You know what, though? There was something simple and beautiful about just having a few games and knowing that's all you had, and you played the fuck out of them. You know how many times I restarted a game and just played it midway through and then restarted it just because it's all I had. I had like 4 or 5. But rental stores, that was the key. I almost wish renting games nowadays would be, like, I think it's a good idea. You don't need to keep fucking games, man. Like these new games, they just lose value anyway. And especially if you beat them and they're story based, there's no replayability, which goes back to Tony Hawk and shit. The replayability on those games are great. Same thing with the wrestling games. The old THQ, WCW, fucking NWO, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, all that. Bro, I go back and play those all the time because fuck it, it's a new match. You just have fun playing them. So, all right, I think we're gonna get out of here. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. We should be back on the new year, I would assume, right? Yeah, because next Monday it'll be 2020. I thought we'd be fucking in flying cars and all kind of shit. Yo, it's about to be the year 2020, Doyle.
We can't even go to the moon.
Well, we went to the moon. Bro, we got 2 minutes left in the podcast. Don't start the moon shit. We went to the fucking moon.
We'll wait till 2020.
Yeah, in the next episode, we're going to talk about whether we went to the moon or not. I may have a friend come over next episode, and we're going to have a heated argument on hype beasting, what that means, fashion, culture, streetwear, a couple of dope things. So follow me on Instagram at Retro and Rare. This kid is at Just Retro Chillin'. Follow the show's page at Retro and Rare Podcast. Until next time, peace.